Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be playing Renegade. I'm feeling like this might be, yep, a beat 'em up. So this is pretty much bad dudes. Alright, so kick is for anything behind you. This is just a very poorly done bad dudes. To be honest, it's lackluster because of the way they do the so whenever your buttons change depending on which direction you're facing, or depending on when you're facing an enemy. It's poorly done. Like, the controls are kind of sluggish. You get a little confused because when you're facing an enemy, the one thing I must say for it is they do a lot better. The weapon is like they made the weapon cheesy. They have a lot of stuff that would have worked well if they would have actually incorporated it properly. You can't really get any of this stuff off. When you knock them down, you go... I mean, it is a smart combat where the enemies actually do, you know, take advantage of when you're on top of them to come get you, and they don't just stand around waiting for you to finish up with the one guy before they get onto you. Like coming up behind you while you're doing that. So, but in that note... It's the whole fact is, what's the point of having that ability when you can't actually use it? So whenever you're facing an enemy, the one button punches, and the other one does behind you. But unfortunately, it changes direction. The weapon, man, they did such a cheesy... Like, it does have a lot of, there was a lot of things that were incorporated that were actually seemed really cool that you don't see in other stuff. You can't even, like, as soon as you turn around, the buttons change. See, that part of it really kind of is annoying. I mean, if you're going to do that, just make it to where one button goes that way, the other one does the other one. The weapon, man. Jesus Christ. Wow. I mean, for all the interesting stuff that they put in there, the clenching, the throws, the being able to get them on the ground and do stuff, is really lost in the fact that the gameplay itself is lackluster, and then we're doing the exact same... I mean, we're doing the same enemies, the same grouping of enemies in just a slightly different scenario. Jesus Christ. It's just... It's so hard to actually get in there and be able to really, you know, to fight. It works, like, realistically, it does make a lot of sense. But gameplay leaves a lot to be desired. Because when you're in here beating up the one person, you're getting bum rushed by the other three for the most part. And it's hard to hit and run. So now it's like you gotta throw a couple punches, run away. Like being able to do that is awesome, but then you can't really ever get it off unless it's one-on-one. But by then they're already so worn out that it doesn't matter. I love that they come up behind you and clench you when you're doing that, and then hold you open for attacks. I think that they give the enemy too much leeway on the attacks where, like, exchanging blows stuns you. Like, and just the changing the directional buttons is a little annoying. It's not too bad, and once you get the hang of it, it's not a big deal. But when you're trying to do things, it kind of doesn't load well sometimes. Once you get the hang of it, it's still fairly lackluster, but, you know, I mean, it's really just a clone of, you know, Double Dragon and bad dudes and everything. It's just a poorly done clone. They did add some really unique features that, if the gameplay was better and if there was just a little bit more of an enjoyable game, definitely would be a really cool feature. But I think given this game, it's kind of lost on this one. I think the AI, I do appreciate the AI, the way things are done. Like, it adds to the game, definitely. The clenching is really cool. The directional attacks are annoying, but I can kind of get behind them after a little bit. I think sprite work is pretty abysmal. Like, all the sprites look terrible. But stuff like that where they kick out and, you know, you can get on them and you can do some ground and pound. There's a lot of really unique things that you have never seen in any of these games, but the game itself is so kind of boring that it just kind of... I mean, so we've got the exact same thing. 3 guys, one with a stick. They're just different now. Like, different color, same thing. And then we kill one, and the other one comes by. Like, it's so, like, the most basic thing ever. Here comes the other guy with the stick. They got a stick. Once they did the one level, I mean, they're just like copy and paste. We'll just give them different colors, make the guys look a little different. But other than that, I mean, it's the same damn thing. Knock down a guy with a stick, another guy with a stick comes up. You can't really exchange blows with the guy with the stick, because the stick wins. Hey! Guy on a motorcycle. Where have we seen that before? This is cheese and a half. There we go. Fucking annoying. Oh, so we just get to deal with this. Yay. Hey, we got to get on a motorcycle for a second. Okay, so we got a little different. Handling this bike kind of sucks. Alright, so we finally can kick. Alright, we're kicking this. Nothing's good. What good is turbo when everybody else always has it as well? It doesn't do anything. So the directional attacks are also depending on what direction you're facing when you knock them down, which I just learned in that last one. Now we're fighting women. Hey, equality, right? Yeah, like the whole thing. As cool as they have a few other gimmicks, the gameplay itself is so lackluster and like simplistic and copy and paste. They took the formula and just ran with it, right? Three on one. When you knock down the other one has a weapon, the other two don't. I mean, granted, these purses are kind of like weapons, but the sprite work is, I mean, look at the faces on these things. They look like some of the Fraggles. Don't they look like Fraggles from Fraggle Rock a little bit? And again, like I said, most of the interesting things that they have for clenching don't really work in this game because you can't actually get them off because all the enemies are attacking you so much. And it's very disappointing that their attacks get off way more than yours do. Like, you could be hitting them and they can knock you out as you're attacking them. And you kind of wind up getting into this thing where this is the main attack because you don't really get counterattack this way. You half the time you don't even hit with it, but otherwise you have that happening. Oh, we timed out. There's even a time frame. Having a time limit too, like everything about the game just kind of it just doesn't work. Having a time limit with the way the combat is And as kind of, honestly, a little cheesy as it is, like you saw, where you're attacking them, they just hit you with the purse, and you go, and then you, like, it doesn't work. It has some really cool principles, really cool ideas that just aren't implemented well enough because of the way they do the AI, which, like I said before, does bode well for having the AI. I do like that they don't just allow you to get on the guy and just wail on him and stand around watching. They get up and they go and attack you. But given that ability, you can't really ever use it pretty much at all in the entire game. The bosses throw you off, and once you get down to one guy, once you knock him down already, he's pretty much done, so you never really get to use that. The fact that they can come up behind you and get you in a lock, and then you have to like throw them off and stuff, is fun. But the game repetitiveness of 3-on-1, the same thing, changing the color, I mean, nothing really changed in the entire game other than the backdrop and the sprite work. But other than that, it's exactly the same thing over and over and over again. There's no progressing through a level like on Double Dragon and everything where you have different environmental things and everything. No, you're in the one ring. You got 3 guys coming at you. You fight them. Another one comes. You knock them down. Another one comes. All same thing, same person over and over and over again. The enemies, I mean, they looked a little different, but they didn't really play different. They did add the motorcycle level to a point, but it wasn't overly great, and it was short, and it didn't really matter. Like, it's like, oh, who cares, really? So all in all, like, it's really a poor clone of, you know, Double Dragon and Bad Dudes. Like, it's definitely not worth the effort or the time to play the game, and it's not overly enjoyable at all. All right, guys. Well, that was Renegade. This is me. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.